Hello and welcome back to Maki's Flightdeck. Today I will show you how you can detail your cockpit ceiling with these elements here. The outline of the spare bulbs enclosure runs parallel to the eyebrow window here and this lower edge. I will start to make a paper template and then transfer the form to a sheet of MDF. When I test fitted this piece for the first time, I realized that the ceiling surface isn't in one plane with the eyebrow window. Okay, that was not a surprise, I expected something like this. But when I put it on the surface here, you can see there is a big gap underneath here. And I don't want to make a filling session like I did at the eyebrow windows with construction glue and so on. And so I came out with a method I've seen, and this is that you cut in the MDF very deep. There's only some material left here, and with this method you can get the MDF to become flexible. And so I can put this on here and bend it into shape. I will have to continue the cutting for the rest of the MDF, and then I think I can form it onto the ceiling and glue it. When I would glue this MDF sheet to the ceiling, I think this wouldn't stick for long. The first layers of the MDF would come loose and it would fall down over time. And so I will use 5 screws to mount it to the ceiling. The screws will be screwed into these wooden blocks here, which I will hold in place at the back side of the ceiling. I added a lot of construction glue to support the fit. A handle was painted black for later installation. Then I began the building of the ventilation covers. Some of the details were cut from old cable channels. And some dummy pieces from a 0.75mm metal sheet. Then I started the building of the escape rope cover of 10mm MDF. A first test fit with this piece at its original position shows me that there is again a big gap underneath here. And I don't want to have it, so I decided that it will be okay when I move this a little bit away from its original position to a place like here, where I only have a minimum of space underneath. And even with this movement I still have enough room here for any later installation. I just made a 3mm inset here to be able to install a black plate flush to the back later. The additional parts of the opening were cut from 3mm HDF. After screwing all the pieces in place, I installed the escape rope. Of course not! This is my basement! Where should I escape to out of this window? Installing the escape rope. I've printed these texts and little pictures on a sheet of transparent self-sticking paper, and I will glue them both in place here on the escape rope door. And I also will glue this small frame which I've made before in place here. And then I will cover all three parts with a coat of clear varnish. And here they are all on their final places. There are still some signs missing on this sheet here, but I will make them later from engraved panels. And what you haven't also seen is the installation of this small switch here, which is only a black painted piece of MDF glued in place. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you haven't done already, then subscribe to my channel to stay informed about any upcoming new video from me. So I hope we'll see us soon back on the flight deck.